What's up, guys? Let's talk trial. Today, we're going to talk about something that we trial lawyers don't really like talking about too much, if at all, and that is fear. The fear that you have when you're going to do something that's going to be life changing. It has the potential to be life changing for your client. And usually, if not always, when you're going to try a case on behalf of a client, that trial is something that has the potential to really affect the client's life, whether it be if it's a criminal defense matter where literally their freedom is at stake, or whether it be in an injury matter where the future of that person could be at stake, because if you don't win that trial, you're not going to be able to get the money that that person needs for future medical treatment or to install that ramp that they need to be able to wheel themselves up into the house because they can't walk anymore. And so the trial aspect of it, or rather, almost every time you go try a case, there is that idea or that thought that weighs on you, which is that if you don't do everything that you're supposed to do and things don't go as you expect them to go, then the person or the company or whoever you're trying a case for will be substantially affected in a negative way by what you did or didn't do in that trial. And so fear is a big part of what we do, whether you've tried no cases ever or whether you've tried a lot of cases. You're always going to have that fear or that angst when you're going to go try a case, whether it be the day before or the week before, where you're thinking, did I do everything that I was supposed to do? Do I have all the evidence that I need? Did I prepare all the witnesses sufficiently to sustain or rather survive cross-examination? Did I collect the right team for the job? Do I have the right people around me to get it done? Did I prepare all my exhibits? You have all these thoughts in the back of your mind, and they don't really go away. And I've tried a lot of cases, and I can tell you whether the first day I tried a case or the 40-some trial later that I did, it really didn't change much. And I use the word fear because really that's what it is, and I'm not really embarrassed about it or ashamed about it. I think a lot of lawyers, if not every lawyer that truly cares about what they do, there's always going to be that fear of letting your client down, that fear of not doing everything that you were supposed to do, of not preparing as well as you should have, of not having done the things over the years, the decades before this trial to put you in the best position that you could be in to do best for your client. And that fear is not a bad thing. In fact, when I first started learning how to try cases way back in law school, we used to be taught a whole bunch of different things about the art of trying cases and cross-examination, closing arguments, all that stuff. And one of the things that our coach had taught us back then was he had, I believe it was 6 principles that he would teach. And one of the principles was respect fear. And back then, it didn't really hit me as well as it does these days, what it meant. But what it really meant was that fear is a natural component of what we do. And it's actually a helpful thing, because if you're not afraid, if you're not worried to some extent as to what could happen in the trial, then you're not going to be as sharp as you could be. Fear is there for a reason in life and death situations. It's an evolutionary, feeling or skill or whatever you want to call it. And the reason it's there is to help us survive dangerous situations, to help us get by in situations that require our full attention and a heightened level of our senses to be able to hear better, to be able to see better. And so respecting fear just means that you have to understand that it's going to be there, but also that fear is a good thing. It's that thing that keeps you sharp, and it keeps you attentive, and it keeps you working hard, and it keeps you turning every stone when you think maybe, I think this trial is going to go pretty well. I think I have all the evidence I need. I think I'm a better lawyer than the other lawyer, and so we should be okay. Well, if you got that fear in you, that little emotion that will push you a little harder, for you to look further, for you to review that deposition one more time, for you to speak to that witness one last time, for you to do the extra step or steps to make your trial better. If you got that fear, then your trial performance is going to be better. And one thing about the fear that I'm talking about, which if you've tried cases, you probably know what I'm talking about. You have that feeling all the way up until the trial. And then when the trial starts, your training, your instincts, your skills, they kick in, and the fear kind of falls back, and you don't really feel it anymore. If you do feel it, it's very, very small, that feeling that you get. It's not really in the front of your mind. It's somewhere in the back of your mind, and it almost really doesn't matter all that much. But having that fear leading up to the trial, even if it's going to go away during the trial, it's what's going to help you go to the next level and do everything that you need to do and prepare as much as you should prepare. And at the end of the day, the moment you start fearing, the moment you start feeling that fear is the moment that you probably got to stop trying cases. Because if you don't have at least a little bit of fear or angst or anxiety or whatever the case may be right before you go try an important case, then you probably don't care all that much about the trial or your client or what's going to happen. Like if you're just walking there nonchalant, it's not a big deal, and it's a big case for your client, then you probably shouldn't be the guy trying that case, or the lady trying that case for that matter. You've probably reached a level where really it doesn't matter to you all that much what happens in that trial. And if that's the case, you should probably pass on the torch to somebody else who's going to go in there and actually care about the way the case gets tried and care about the outcome and be connected to the outcome to the extent that they're going to feel for it. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. I'll catch you again next time.